Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life, and today we are kicking off the week 22 reading vlog. And today is the last week that I would have been in Scotland. I would have been coming home Thursday. So just to continue on with where we left off with last week's vlog, I am going to just let you know what I would be doing were I able to go to Scotland this month. So today would have been our first full day in Edinburgh since we landed in Scotland. And it would have been a lot of just walking around and doing the touristy things and just kind of exploring the city and stuff. Kind of taking a break from being on trains and public transportation and really just walking around and exploring the city. When I went to Scotland a couple years ago, I did get a day in Edinburgh and it was fun to walk around. I saw a lot, but I didn't get a very good, I guess, all around experience in Edinburgh. I did go to the castle. I saw Scott's Monument. We did the Edinburgh Dungeons tour, which was really, really fun. And went inside the Globe just to see and kind of walked around and did other things like that. So there's definitely some sites I would like to revisit, especially with it being my friend Bailey and Ronnie's first time to Scotland. But definitely want to explore a lot more. So just a couple things that I had written down in my little booklet here for activities are to see Harry Potter locations. So Victoria Street, the Elephant House Cafe, Greyfriars Kirkyard to find Tom Riddle's gravestone, and then the George Heriot School, which I think is what Hogwarts's exterior was kind of inspired by. Also visiting the castle again. I went with I traveled with a colleague who's local to me when we were over there, and so we went to Edinburgh with her manager and a couple other ladies that she works closely with, and so Liana and I did the castle tour while everyone else just kind of walked around. And I would definitely this time around buy my ticket in advance because that ate up a lot of our time. And then because we didn't want to keep everyone waiting that was with us, we kind of rushed through the castle experience. So I'd really like to take a bit more time to really explore that this next time. I also would love to hike up Arthur's Seat and just see the viewpoint of Edinburgh City from there. Visit the Globe again just because it's so beautiful. The Royal Botanic Garden I thought would be cool. Go walk through the Princess Street Garden again, see Scott Monument, potentially do the Edinburgh Dungeon. I think Ronnie and Bailey would have a lot of fun with that. Go to the Tollbooth Tavern and visit Armchair Book. So those are just a couple of things that I found, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more along the way. I think Ronnie would really appreciate visiting like a gin distillery, so we'll probably squeeze that in and just see what else we can find and explore and experience in Edinburgh. So as far as reading goes, I have 2 books to carry over from last week. I am still reading Frozen Tides, which is the 4th book in the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. I am almost halfway through. And then I've also got The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I think I am on chapter 13, which is the 2nd book in the Mistborn series. So I'm only about here. So I've got quite a bit more to go in this audiobook. I think I've got like 24 hours left. So I'll need to listen to probably 4 to 5 hours a day through the end of the week in order to finish that for this month. But yeah, basically today is Memorial Day and we got the kiddo for an extra day. So we played a lot of games because it was pretty overcast and rainy. So we just stayed inside because the past 2 days we've been out in the garden, so it was nice to just relax. We played Arcadia Quest and Rubik's Cube, and Maddie and I also played a round of Mario Party, which was fun. I actually won for the first time in like the 3 times that I've ever played that game, which is nice. So yeah, it is bedtime now. I just remembered that I needed to start this vlog, and so that's why I'm here. So I'm gonna go to bed now and get some reading done and hopefully make a lot of progress so that I can hopefully squeeze another book in before this week ends. I don't actually have a Scotland trip update today because it would have just been another day exploring Edinburgh and checking off more of the list of things that I had mentioned yesterday that we weren't able to see all in one day, and adding in new things and the like. But I did just get an order from Geek Gear in. I ordered from the shop last month when they had a sale going on. So I got a couple things, and I'm just going to show you that now. So the first thing is this wolfsbane potion, which is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, this thing's massive, and it has this beautiful like blue and shimmer stuff to it. I don't know if this is accurate to what actual wolfsbane would look like or what it's described as in the book, but I thought it was too good of a deal to pass up on. I also got the one chess piece that I didn't have, which was the queen, and she's red, and all the other chess pieces I've gotten have been black. Also, this I think is wood rather than plastic, but that's what she looks like there. There's just a lot of like beautiful detail to her. So I'm glad to have finally picked that up. I've been looking at her for a while and debating whether or not I was going to pick her up or not, and I finally did because I think I got an email that there was a low stock alert on her. I also got the memory vial, which I hope is okay because this box is real crunched up, but it's an exquisitely crafted vial bottle that holds your closest memories for many years to come. There's this. It's a sticker sheet that it looks like you can pick one and put around your memory vial. And then it's just a simple little thing that I thought would be a nice display piece. But that's what it looks like there. Just a long skinny thing with a little pedestaled foot, and you can open it. There's not like rubber or anything around that though, so it's just glass on glass, which is fine. And then I bought a couple wands because there's a few that I really like the design of that I've wanted to pick up for a while. I've been buying some mystery wand boxes, like some of the past mystery subscription boxes, and was hoping that some of these wands would show up, but they haven't yet. And again, because of the sale, I just decided to pick them up. This one I think is the only one I have a description card from. So this is the Equus wand. It is 3.25 inches long, with a raven feather core and a Pernambuco wood type. But this is what he looks like. I think he's really cool. And I just love the detail on this wand as well. This is, I mean, these three are my 3 favorite wands for sure. So there's that guy. And then if I don't have a description card for the others, I'll leave it up on the screen. Okay, I'll fiddle with that later. So we'll go with this one next. This one I think is so elegant and beautiful. It's a dark wood. I really like the handle. I think that'd be so comfortable to actually hold. And the purple and gold. and then just very simple but very elegant looking, I think. And the last wand is another really intricate one like the first one. This has like a castle on it. It's just so beautiful. And then it's just a very plain. I'm not sure like functionally how that would work. It's not the most comfortable in the hand, and I'd be afraid of, you know, breaking these pieces off and losing some of the magic, but I think it's a beautiful design for display purposes. So other than that, today is not my normal day off. I have Mondays off for the moment, but because yesterday was Memorial Day and a paid holiday, I took today off so that I could have a 4-day weekend. And so I'm just kind of doing some odds and ends things. I've been doing a lot of laundry. I filmed my book haul for the month. I'm gonna finish my session 3 and 4 pre-work. I have my session 3 workshop tonight at 5:30, and just doing things like that, really. I have been listening to The Well of Ascension as I've been doing things around the house. I figured that I need to read just under 4 hours a day in order to finish by Sunday. So I've got about 2.5 hours left in this little section that I need to do. But I'm enjoying it. It's quite political compared to the first book. I feel like, well, the first book was pretty political as well, but I feel like this one is even more so. There's not as much action happening. There is a new Mistborn in the area that Vin has been encountering each night, or quite a few nights, and she has just met him in person and is actually starting to learn a little bit more about him and things like that. So that's been really interesting to read. And I am now over halfway in Frozen Tides. I read quite a bit last night. Lots of new alliances and scheming is going on and things like that. So it's starting to pick up even more. I honestly don't remember a lot that happened in Frozen Tides, or I'm realizing that I don't remember a lot. There are like 2 or 3 key scenes that I remember, and now I'm kind of second guessing if I even remember those or not. So it'll be nice to get this book done and actually be caught up with my reread and moving on to the last 2 books. I'm still planning that if I can finish the last 200 pages to pick up another book. That way I can progress in my series and finish out the month-long finish-a-thon strong. And if I am able to, I'm either going to pick up the next book in the Gossip Girl series, or I'm going to pick up volume 6 of Vampire Night. I'm not entirely sure yet which one. It'll kind of come down to how many nights I have left to read. If I've got 2 nights left to read, it'll be Gossip Girl. If I've got 1 night to read, then it'll be the manga, because I can get that done in 1 night. But I am just going to continue on. I'm going to edit my book haul and get that scheduled for upload right now. So that way I don't have to worry about that tomorrow, and it'll be up and ready to go for Thursday. And continue puttering around the house. Good morning. Today would have been my last full day in Scotland with a ride on the Jacobite steam train, aka the Hogwarts Express. I found through Scottish Tours that they offer a 1-day ride, or a 1-day, it's called the Harry Potter and the Hogwarts Express Highland Tour 1-day tour. So this is 120 pounds, which is probably around 140 to 150 US dollars. And basically it departs from the Elephant House in Edinburgh, which is a key Harry Potter location. It's one of the places where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter at 6 in the morning, and it returns at 8:30. It looks like 20-30 hours. I think that's 8:30. So basically, the whole trip isn't on just the Jacobite steam train. I think we hop on somewhere near like Fort Williams, I want to say. So I believe most of this trip would be in a bus, or a van or something like that. I don't know how many people can be booked on this thing, or if they have like multiple vans that shuttle people to the different places. But you do get to visit quite a bit. So the tour summary is a one-day tour. Travel through the breathtaking West Highlands to see some of the key filming locations used in the Harry Potter movies. The highlight of this wonderful tour is a trip on the Jacobite steam train, the Rail Hogwarts Express, which includes a crossing of the famous Glenfinnan Viaduct. So some of the places you go through are the Rannoch Moor, which is a tour through this atmospheric area of wild beauty surrounded by mountains and lochs. We visit Glen Coe, which is a romantic glen that was the site of most of the infamous massacre, which was the site of the most infamous massacre in Scottish history. I believe it's also the backdrop of like Hagrid's hut and stuff like that. Then the Jacobite steam train, which is just a vintage steam train journey. The Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is the 21-arch masterpiece of engineering. It's the viaduct that the train goes over in Chamber of Secrets when Harry and Ron are in the Fort Anglia. So very iconic. You also get to see Loch Shiel, which is a heart-stopping view. And it's where Bonnie Prince Charlie's memorial is. I believe Loch Shiel is the backdrop of where Dumbledore was buried, also where the Dementors board the train in Prisoner of Azkaban. And then Mallaig is a fishing village. You can savor lovely views over to the Isle of Skye, and then movie locations. So different locations for Harry Potter, and also Skyfall, which is a James Bond movie, and then Trainspotting. So I'm going to leave the link to this in the description box below. There's like a full tour itinerary that you can read through, but that would have been pretty much all of today, from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So I was really looking forward to this. When I first looked into this, I swear I remember that the price ranged between 90 pounds to 120 pounds, and you could pick carts. Like if you picked the higher price range, you would have like more of a Harry Potter experience. But it looks like it's all just the same thing now. So I'm not sure what the experience is going to be like, but really looking forward to it. This is the one where I wasn't sure I was going to get refunded, even though we had to cancel due to the virus. But they were going to give a voucher initially when I had reached out telling them we had to cancel. And then like a day or two later, they said that they had to give full refunds because the actual tours themselves were canceled. So I'm glad we didn't have to sit on a voucher and we were able to get a refund. And I definitely will be rebooking with them. Just need to know when we'll be able to go. So really, really looking forward to that. And then tomorrow is just a travel day to go home. I think our plane leaves like 11:40 local time, and we were supposed to get in around 5 to 6 p.m. So obviously it's a long travel time, but we gain 8 hours when we go back home, so it's not like we're losing a day. We'll get home the same day and all that other good stuff. It'll just be a really long travel day going through the same route, from Edinburgh to London Heathrow, and then London Heathrow to SeaTac. So that's basically it. I think in the morning There wouldn't have been much time, just kind of take it easy. There were a couple of flights that left earlier, but then the layover would have been longer. So we chose the later departure time. That way we didn't have to rush to the airport in the morning. And that way we didn't have to sit and wait in the airport for any longer than necessary. So that's why we chose that route. Yeah, so then it would have been hanging out in the airport, eating some good snacks and grabbing those last minute things and all that other good stuff. As far as reading, I've done a little bit more of listening to Well of Ascension. I am on chapter 23 now, so I'm about almost a third of the way through. So I almost read the 4 hours that I was supposed to yesterday, but didn't quite meet it. So hoping to get some good reading time in today, though I'm not sure since I am working today and I don't really have many mindless tasks to do, so we'll see. And then I read more of Frozen Tides last night. I have 121 pages left. The last good chunk of this is the acknowledgments in the first chapter in the next book. So I only have this much left. Like I said, 121 pages that I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish tonight, which will be good because then I can have Thursday, Friday probably to read a Gossip Girl book, and then if I want Saturday and Sunday to read another one, or maybe just read 2 volumes of Vampire Night. I don't know. So I'm going to get some good reading in this week for sure. So really looking forward to that. I do have my last get back into school workshop session tonight at 5:30. So when Sky gets home, we'll hang out for a little bit, make dinner, and then I'll have to sit down and buckle in again for another hour-long workshop. And then hopefully I'll be done. I'll have 2 knowledge checks to turn in this week. And if I don't hear from them, no news is good news. I'm hoping I don't hear from them. So then I can hopefully get on with the next steps of getting back into school and know officially when I'll be able to start. I'm hoping to start July 1st, though if I'm not able to, I'll just wait until August 1st, which will be nice too because it'll give me the summer to spend time with the boys and things like that. Though it would be nice to get in while I have Mondays off. I don't know at this point if we're going to be extended through having our reduced hours in pay. I'll probably get more information once June starts, but we'll see. So yeah, a little bit of a busy day, but feeling pretty accomplished for the things I'm going to be able to get done for the rest of the week. I finished reading Frozen Tides last night, gave it a 3-star rating. I was right that I remembered the ending, but not all that happened in the ending. So this one, I don't know why, because it was the last one I read. There were a lot of events that I had forgotten in this, and so it was kind of nice being able to reread it just to almost feel like I was reading a new story again, but not. Like I still had a little bit of an understanding what was going on, but all of the little things that unfolded, I was kind of like experiencing that again. So I struggle with this. First off, I want to point out, I don't know if this is a first edition because it doesn't say on the, like, whatever that page is. But there are so many typos in this book that it was really throwing me off. Like, not just 1 or 2. Like, I found a lot. Probably, like, 10 or more. And so that kind of detracted from my enjoyment a little bit because I would be going and going and going, and then I'd come across something. I would have to, like, insert the correct word or, like, add an S or whatever it was. So that just detracted a little bit from it. I hope other editions have been corrected. And again, I don't know if this is a first edition or not, but that was something that just the format of it this time, I remember liking the audiobook, though I don't remember like how it sounded or anything like that. I just know I was enjoying my experience, and I think like I like reading these physically, but reading it as an audiobook, obviously the narrator fixed those errors, and so it wasn't noticeable or anything. Um, I like the events that happen in this book, I think probably the most, especially compared to like books 2 and 3. But it is redundant in that, you still have a person making a plan and it's instantly being foiled, or like they're given a mission and like instantly the mission fails. You've got, which is why I don't get why people compare this to being a young adult Game of Thrones. I kind of get it because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of fantasy elements. There's different plot lines. There's lots of different characters. It's a little gory and those sorts of things. But I just don't think the writing style is up to what I would compare this as, like a young adult Game of Thrones, because of the plans always failing. The good guys just never get ahead, which is fine if you want your villain to be triumphant, but also you can't have it be so predictable, I guess. And, you've got a character who's been pampered their whole life, and then they have to learn to survive, and they do that by lying and scheming and making alliances, but yet the people they're lying and scheming against know exactly what's going on because they're the type of people who've done that their whole lives. And it's like, I get that that character may not know how to do it so well, but also, what's the point of having them have these secrets if the person they're keeping the secrets from know right away? That kind of takes the unraveling and the mystery and all that stuff away from it. So I don't know. I don't think these are the best books, but I think they are fun reads, if you don't think too critically about them and just kind of go in and want to enjoy the story. So I am looking forward to finishing this series off. I want to do it in June. However, I'm participating in the Make Your Myth Taker readathon. And I've also got some books from my bi-monthly TBR that I wanted to get to, like the Cider House Rules and the Bee book. I can think of the Secret Life of Bees. That's what it is. Which I might just push until July so that I can finish this series off, because my Make Your Myth Taker TBR is set in stone. I have to read that if I want to complete the readathon. And I also have a week-long readathon. It's either like the 3rd or the 4th week of June that I can probably fit these books into, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. I am going to be finishing this series in the next 2 months, though. Now that I've got that done, the next physical book I'm moving on to is Because I'm Worth It, which is book 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, book 4 in the Gossip Girl series. This one's like 230 pages, so I should be able to get it done by the end of the week. So looking forward to that. It's nice to have a little contemporary palette cleanser. I think this is probably going to follow after New Year's until maybe the end of high school for the kids in this, but I'm not entirely sure. And then my reading of The Well of Ascension's going well. I am like halfway now. I guess I don't really have much of an update. I'm still enjoying this. I'm enjoying the magic system. I'm enjoying the characters and their kind of development and things that are going on with that. But I don't really have much to say of it because honestly, I'm not a very critical reader. I don't think about like the deeper meaning of things as I'm reading stories. I don't make the connections like a lot of people do. I just read to enjoy a story, And that's what I'm doing with this. I'm just really enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the characters and the magic system and the world and all that stuff. So yeah, it's going well. Other than that, I'm really just catching up on my my to watch list on YouTube right now. I'm watching a video from Julie from Pages and Pens where she's doing an unhaul and she's being very critical about her unhaul. And it kind of makes me want to comb through my bookshelves, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. So we'll just see how that goes. Yeah, other than that, today I'm going to be working on my knowledge checks to get the last two submitted. I think I'm in the clear for checks 1 and 2. I think I am definitely for check 1. It's been over 5 days now and I haven't heard anything back. So I'm pretty sure that one passed. And then I think I've got maybe by Friday, maybe not that late, that my 3 to 5 day waiting period is up. I don't know if weekends are included in this, so I have included weekends, but I feel confident that that's going to pass now. And so I've got the last 2 to do, and then I can move on with the next steps in getting back into school, which will be nice. I really hope I can for July, but we'll see. I think also, like, it hasn't been announced yet, but I feel like the reduced hours at my work and the furloughs and layoffs is probably going to be extended further than the middle of July. I think we've got a business update on Monday, but it's at 4 a.m. my time and I'm off on Mondays. So if I'm not told it's an update I need to be present for, I'll just wait to find out what they announce on Tuesday. I think it'll probably be later or maybe towards like the middle of June if they're going to extend this reduced hours that they'll let us know. So we'll see how that goes, but I like to get back into school sooner rather than later, obviously. I mean, I'd go back next month if I could, but the sessions all start, or the new term starts the first of every month. And seeing as the first is on Monday, and I haven't like finished this whole get back into school thing, it's definitely not going to be June, so it'll probably be July at the earliest, so we'll see. I'll keep you updated with that as we go through, and other things. I just got an email saying that I successfully completed the Success Workshop for Strategies in Learning sessions that I have been attending last week and this week, and I just submitted the last 2 knowledge checks yesterday. So that's awesome that I didn't have to wait 3 to 5 days before hopefully not getting an email saying I needed to finish anything. So basically now records department has been notified and I can finish out the next steps it takes to get back into school. So I should hopefully be starting again in July, which is so exciting. I'm so glad I don't have to sit and worry about that for the next like week basically. Feels really, really good. So I wasn't gonna give an update today, just because I don't really have an update, but I guess while I'm here, I have been reading a lot more of Mistborn. I have like just over 8 hours left in the audiobook, so I should definitely be able to finish by Sunday. One thing I'm really liking about this story is the character development, both with Ellen and Vin, but mostly with Ellen. I think he is just growing so much from what we saw of his just little like keep to himself, nerdy, I only want to be with books, and like I have these big ideas, but I'm going to keep it to my small group, into basically fighting to be king of Luthadel. And I think that's really cool to see, just that he is changing as a person, but I feel like it's a very positive change. And even though like he still is that guy that we met in the first book inside and he still holds on to those beliefs and values that he has, but he's also not cowering down and like really stepping up for himself and just going into himself so much more. So I really, really like that. And I think it'll be interesting to see what he's like by the end of this book. And then I started Because I'm Worth It last night. I got like 70 pages in to that Gossip Girl book, and it's taking place around Valentine's Day. So what would be like early admissions time or notification time for high school seniors that are going to college in the fall. So a lot of that, little bit of angst and, worry about, did I get in? Will I have to wait until all the other people find out in April and all that other stuff? So just chugging along with that. Every time I pick up one of the books, I just really like, I want to finish the series, just because, like I said, my mom bought these books for me a long time ago, and I'd really like to read through them all because she spent a lot of money on them. But also, like, I just really want to watch the TV show, which is the whole point, really, behind reading these books, is to make it to the TV show. And jumped into the book, and I was just like, I just really want to watch this and not read it. But they're very quick to get through, and I'm almost caught up with where I stopped reading the first time, which is a good feeling. It is time to wrap up this week and this vlog and this month. Oh my goodness, today's the last day of the month. So, book update. I finished The Well of Ascension today. Yesterday I built 2 new bookshelves. They're just stackable ones that fit right next to where my bookshelves are. I'll show you that in next week's vlog. I don't really feel like doing that today. I did reorganize just a tiny bit. But while I was doing that, while I was building them yesterday and while we were putting them up and I was rearranging my shelves today, I finished The Well of Ascension. And lots of stuff happened at the end. Big things, I think, that are going to set up the Hero of Ages. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens there. But like I said, I really enjoyed the character development in this book. I thought it was great. I thought just learning more about kind of what's going on and the political alliances and things like that were good. I didn't think it was too overwhelming or like bogged down information too much. I'm giving this a 4-star rating, same as I gave The Final Empire and Elantris. So Brandon Sanderson, my first 3 books by him, all 4-star ratings. I don't think I've given a 5-star rating to a book this year, so we'll see. I'm in the middle of a chapter, that's why this is hanging out here, but I've got 80 pages about left in Gossip Girl. So I will finish that this evening for sure. It'll probably be around a 3-star rating. I like this book better than the last book. It is like Fashion Week right now in New York City, and all of our people are kind of being split up and pulled different directions and getting acknowledged for certain things, and like new relationships and things are forming. So lots more drama to come with that. But I want to give a quick recap, I guess, of how this whole Finish-a-thon month has gone. I finished 2 series. So I finished the After series by Anna Todd. I had 1 book left in that. And I finished the Outlander series with the books that are currently published in just the Outlander series, not any of the like branching off or like the Lord John Grey series or anything like that. I had 1 left at the start of this month. So I feel really good about that. I also progressed in 3 series. So I finished 2 books in the Fallen series, so I've got 1 left now. I finished 3 books in the Fallen Kingdom series, so I've got 2 left in that now. And I will have finished 3 books in the Gossip Girl series. So that'll be 8 books left or something like that. And also not a series that I had ongoing prior to 2020, obviously, but I have progressed in the Fallen Kingdom series. Not the Fallen Kingdom series, I already talked about that. The Mistborn series. So I'm feeling really, really good about the progress that I've made so far and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this vlog up here. I hope you enjoyed. I think I finished, let's look really quickly how many books I finished this week. 1, 2, 3. I finished 3 books. And I'm not going to have any carryover for next week, which is not very typical of me because I usually have at least 1 or 2 carryovers. But like I said, just really feeling good about this week and this month in general. And I'm really looking forward to what Monday and the start of June has in store. So I would love to know what you read this week, if you had any great reads as well, or if you've read any of these books before. I'd love to know your thoughts on them. So please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!